My name is JT Icorst, and this is my presentation on Alexander Apsit. Alexander Petrovich Apsit was born in Riga, Latvia on the 25th of March, 1883. Not too much is known about his early life prior to schooling. He moved to St. Petersburg in 1894 and attended art school and became a student under Lou Dmitriyu Kaukasky. Apsit worked for various Russian magazines before World War I, and after the start of the war, he was employed by the government to design war posters. And following the Bolshevik Revolution, he would be commissioned by the state publishing house of Russia to design more revolutionary posters as well. And above this picture right here, I have just a few of his titles: magazine artist, propagandist, and book illustrator. And there are a few more I would like to get into later in this presentation as well. And I have right here one of his earliest pieces under the title of Dawn. It was created in 1914. It pictures a young paper salesman running across a train alongside it as he attempts to sell a newspaper to the rider leaning out of a window. I find this piece striking because of the unique colors as well. A lot of vibrant blue on the side of the vessel. And it's a lot less political than his early works, which I thought was very interesting. Or his later works, I apologize, in his which I thought was very interesting. Um, and it also, I see it illustrating a possible scenario of Apsit's work being passed around from person to person in real time, judging from the design on the newspaper that the boy is handing the conductor. And also the open mouth, unique expression on the conductor and the stretch features on him as well would prove indicative of Apsit's early stylized designs of human anatomy as well. And then onto the second piece is one of his most popular, To Our Deceived Brothers, is a poster that was illustrated in 1918. After a pretty thorough investigation of Apset's complete life, I found it more than likely that I would include this piece. It's very, very well known as far as the artist goes. It uh, illustrates a many-headed serpent being attacked by a man in a large giant in a striking red tunic. It is said to being describing the motif of monstrous capitalism as a mortal enemy to be defeated by the living embodiment of the kind of communist collective and the community of working men under Russia, kind of brought together metaphorically in this giant red-clad man defeating the foreign invaders. And then for my final piece I have right here, I have his Stand Up for Petrograd poster. This was penned and designed in 1919. It with its illustration, it called upon as many as possible Russian military-aged males, from workers to soldiers, to defend the city of Petrograd from counter-revolutionary attacks during the Russian Civil War. The city is now known as St. Petersburg, which ties back to Apsit's early life as well, which I thought was very interesting that he got to it's relatively close to home, his illustration of the words and the reason behind it. He got to pen a poster that calls for the defense of one of the cities that he used to be a patron of, which I thought was very interesting and very nice. And also, I found this also pretty very interesting. Judging from the features on the closest face of the illustration and of the picture, very few pictures we do have of Alexander Apsit at this time. Um, I found that it might have been possible that he used a reflection or his own visage as a template for this character's unique expression, which I thought was very interesting. And following the war, Alexander Apsit worked in Latvia as a book illustrator. He'd later designed many advertising posters and greeting cards, which he was already in the field of as well. One unique instance that I thought was very interesting involves Astrid. designing the wrapping paper of chocolates and sweets for a candy company known as Wilhelm Hues. In 1939, Apsit moved to Nazi-occupied Germany, where he would live out the rest of his days. And our reviews ends at Apsit's death in Ludwigslust, Germany, yeah, on the 19th of September, 1943. I was very excited to work and learn more about this artist. I chose early on within the semester on one of the assignments that I was interested in researching Russian war propaganda. I saw this as a really interesting opportunity to learn more about the methods that other countries use to rouse citizens to join up for and fight for their national cause, which I thought was very interesting. And yeah, it was an honor and a pleasure to learn about this gentleman, and thank you very much.